everyone. It's your good friend Wendy, and you're listening to the Reaching Out with Reach podcast, the show that brings you discussions and topics surrounding community, prevention, and recovery. With us today is our very own Laura to talk about holiday stress and teenagers. Take it away, Laura.
Hi, my name is Laura Gonzalez, and I'm on the YPU team here at Reach Council, which means I'm on the team that works with schools in our community to provide prevention education to students throughout Ellis and Johnson counties. On top of working with schools in our communities, we're about to launch our family groups where we will provide parents and guardians and caregivers with information on prevention education. So we're excited to get that started soon. So check back with us in a few weeks when we announce times and locations for those groups. We are at the most wonderful time of the year now. It is my personal favorite time of the year, and I suspect I'm not alone in that sentiment. I'm sure it's a lot of people's favorite time of the year, and Christmas can be a magical and wonderful time. And even though the holidays are a magical and wonderful time, they can have their own set of challenges. For everyone, they are hard in some way, but for some, they can be really hard. But more specifically today, what I would like to discuss is how the holidays can be hard for students, our children and youth. The question I would like to ask and answer is, what are the ways the holidays can be hard for students' mental health and their emotional regulation? And how can those of us who work with students or have students in our homes, how can we help them? I work with students in a professional setting in schools, of course. I also volunteer with our middle school ministry at my church. And I am also the mother of 4 beautiful and wonderful children, with 3 of them being in their teenage years. So I spend a lot of time with students. So about 1,100 times a day, I hear the words skibbity or skibbity toilet or sigma or crash out or cooked. And I know the meaning of all of those words as well. And I don't know if that's something to brag about or if it's something I should be pitied for, but I guess I'll let you decide. I actually am pretty proud that I know the meanings of all those words. So through all of my firsthand knowledge and my observations and speaking with other professionals who work with students and a little bit of research that I've done, I've come up with maybe some of the common reasons why the holidays can be hard for students and how we can help them with their mental health and emotional regulation. So let's first look at mental health trends, just to know what we're dealing with. So recently, the CDC, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, released its Youth Risk Behavior Survey Data and Summary and Trends Report. So this report covers a whole decade from 2013 to 2023. The survey conducted the survey every 2 years, focused on high school students, and examined 5 key areas. 1, the student's environment. 2, substance use. 3, sexual health and behaviors. 4, experiences of violence. And 5, mental health, including suicidal thoughts and behaviors. So this report provided a 10-year overview of adolescent trends along with the insights from the past 2 years. So if we think about 2013 to 2023, over the past 10 years, students and adolescents have experienced a always changing, always growing landscape with influences like from social media, lots of political change, and then the pandemic and a whole society trying to emerge back from the pandemic and do a pushback to normalcy. And so the CDC covers a report from all those years. And the report highlights some of the positive trends, especially happening within the last 2 years, because no matter how terrible COVID was for all of us, for all the different reasons why. What it did provide was like a spotlight on some of the places we were lacking in society, or resources. We were also lacking, like places that needed more help. And youth mental health was definitely one of those places that got spotlighted. And we were finally able to send resources to these areas to help these youth get us back to normal. Like the isolation and everything that was happening during those times really made it obvious that it was a big problem. And it had always been a big problem. It's just that, we had a more focused in on, like, what can we do about this problem? So a lot of resources were sent to the problem and support, and students started receiving the support they needed. And because of that, we are now 2 years later seeing an upswing in negative statistics going down, or, an upswing of students reporting feeling better, having less feelings of sadness and more feelings of hopefulness. And that fills me with hope, and I hope it fills you with hope as well. So one positive finding is that adolescents reported fewer persistent feelings of sadness or hopelessness from 2021 to 2023. While the whole 10-year trend was down from 2013 to 2023, that 2021 to 2023 upswing is the hope that with increased interventions from resources, that trend will continue. So these resources are coming from wellness centers, mental health providers, increased access to advocacy for mental health services, and attempts to decrease stigma. The hope is that with this decrease will continue over the coming years. So another sign of positive change is a decrease in overall substance use in the past 10 years, because, and that's a positive change because there is a direct correlation between substance use and mental health. Including an ongoing decrease in current use of illicit drugs and prescription opioids in the past 2 years. And then given this overlap of mental health struggles and substance use with adolescents, this shift is really promising for overall better mental health for our students. School-based mental health providers, educators, and administrators are at times the first point of contact for students who are struggling with their mental health, and are frequently a referral source for additional services. So that's exactly what REACH does. We like to build relationships with these staff that are in schools, and then we build relationships with students. And so we are also a referral source there helping with this. And so building relationships in our community is a really important step in providing earlier access to care for adolescents in their families, especially when mental health is a concern. And it can start impacting the quality of life. So the goal is to decrease the need for higher levels of intervention at a time of crisis. We don't want to wait until there is a crisis to intervene. If there's relationships there already and we can see a shift or a change, when we notice the shifts and change in the students' behavior or performances or just their countenance, we can be there to intervene before a crisis hits. So because school does provide some kind of safety like this, one of the reasons the holidays can be so stressful for students is that they're out of school. That it is a point of celebration for a lot of students. They're like, yeah, I can't wait to be out of school. And that was the sentiment of a lot of them. However, there may be some that find safety and sanctuary in school. And so the holidays are a disruption of routine. And so besides the safety and sanctuary, there's just the daily routine interruption also that can really affect someone's mental health. Since children thrive on routine and predictability, this disruption can be unsettling for some children. And the holiday season often disrupts their daily schedules with changes in school routines and sleep patterns and activities. So this is one factor that can weigh on their mental health. On top of that, because schedules are overloaded during the month of December, like I know all of us parents and caregivers, we feel the overwhelmed of overloaded schedules. So then we have to understand that our students are feeling that too. So with the extra overload of parties and get-togethers, preparing for the end of semester exams, managing homework, and then during a time when they are expecting to be relaxing, it seems to like get super duper busy when it's supposed to be time off coming up. And then not only that, there's also the end of the semester activities, like there's band concerts, choir concerts, sports seasons are ending, or sports seasons are just beginning. So there's all the meetings and parties that go along with that. My daughter just made the soccer team at her high school, and I received an email from the coach letting us know that we have 3 soccer scrimmages between now and Christmas Day. So we've added more things to our schedule that wasn't on my radar a couple days ago. So, and this is also like my first soiree in high school sports as a parent. And I was warned that high school sports can be kind of a schedule overtaker. And now that I'm living it, I'm like, oh boy, I had no idea. But here we go. All the support, being a supportive mom. Anyways, so besides their schedules being overloaded, there's the pressure of family get-togethers also with extended family. And again, that can be stressful to adults. So imagine how stressful that can be to students, especially if they don't know what the expectations are, or there's like some weird family dynamics. Family gatherings during the holidays can bring both joy and stress. And children may also experience stress due to changes in living arrangements if parents are divorced or separated. Children can also experience stress in the holidays because it might remind them of missing loved ones. So it might bring up feelings of sadness or grief if the child has lost a loved one, or if family members are absent due to work, military service, or for other reasons. Another reason why the holidays can be stressful for students is that there's just like an overstimulation. The holiday season often involves lots of sensory overload. So if you have a student or a child who deals with that regularly, it's going to be overwhelming. But I would say even children who don't deal with sensory overload, there's just a lot going on. There's bright lights, there's loud music, there's crowded spaces, having to rush everywhere. And then it's dark earlier. That can just, it all kind of, either we're conscious of it or not, it can be overwhelming to us sometimes. So for children who are sensitive and have sensory stimuli, this can be really overwhelming and lead to stress. There's also like the pressure of the season. In media, it can often be portrayed as like a time of perfect happiness and receiving exactly what you asked for, and families getting together and being perfectly happy. So there's might feel this pressure of unrealistic expectations. So that's something else that can weigh on their mental health. There's also just too many activities and commitments. And then also traveling, going different places and being here and there and being in other people's homes for parties or family get-togethers. That can just all be too much. There can even be like changes in sleeping arrangements and daily routines, and it's all just unsettling. Another thing that might weigh on them is financial concerns. So they may pick up on the financial stress the families have related to holiday spending. And they may worry about the cost of gifts for family and even like security for them. And they might be dealing with this either consciously or subconsciously. And then there's also, when it's all said and done, there's the stress of comparing themselves to their peers. Like, did their peers get something that they were really hoping to get for Christmas and they didn't get it, but their peers did? or family celebrations, or even things portrayed on social media, like videos of how perfect somebody else's Christmas seemed and yours didn't feel like it lived up to those unrealistic expectations. And then finally, for some children from families with strong cultural and religious traditions, there may be additional expectations and responsibilities during the holiday season. So adding even more stress, these other expectations, and just commitments and church gatherings to attend. So it's all things that are enjoyable, but also just add stress and to our mental load and to our emotional load. So there are lots of reasons why students or youth or children might be stressed out during the holidays and things that can be weighing on them. And so what can we as parents, caregivers, guardians, even teachers, school staff, other people that just work with youth, how can we help? So there is a counselor and psychologist who I love to read his books and watch his videos. His name is Paul David Tripp, but he boils it down to 3 categories. And he says, if you want to cultivate relationship with your children, and of course, relationship is the best way to be able to walk them through mental health challenges, some everyday mental health challenges, or, just like stress from every day, or even bigger times. They'll be able to trust you through even crises if we were building this, cultivating this relationship every day. So 3 ways to do that. Number 1 is interest. We're going to show interest in their lives. Number 2 is presence. So being present in their life. And then number 3 is community. So building up deep relationships around our students and our children. So interest, how do you show interest in your students' lives? Well, you celebrate your student. You let them know how valued they are based on who they are and not what they do. But a way you can show interest around the holidays is with all these activities and concerts and sports things, is be there at those events. And when your teen is showing off their talents, be very supportive and be very proud and say out loud how proud you are of all their efforts and all the ways they've been working so hard to accomplish these things. Another way to show interest in their lives is take some time out during this holiday season and find out what holiday traditions matter to them. You could be driving yourself crazy, putting a lot of effort into making the holidays magical, thinking there's all these things that you need to do to make it fun, when it could be a part of the holidays your children are not that interested in. So when we're mad because they're not that interested, have we stopped to ask, is this something that they actually want to do? And maybe taking off of our plates the things that that we don't need to be doing, and asking which ones do we need to be focusing on. Instead of doing a whole lot of things not so well, let's focus on a couple of things that we're doing really well and that our family enjoys bonding over. Okay, so that's just a couple ideas for interest. Now for presence. The way we cultivate presence is we spend time together. Find ways you can connect with your child, whatever their age, play a game, help them with their homework and all those projects they have coming up, watch a TV show or your favorite Christmas movie together. You will learn about them, and they'll also have a chance to learn about you. And this lays the foundation for building a relationship, one where they feel safe and they will find out that you can be depended on. Another way to cultivate presence and togetherness is take some time during this holiday season and create mementos. Take some photos together, make a holiday craft together, cook or bake together. We're just together. We've got lots of tasks we need to accomplish, but let's do it together. And let me slow down a little bit and not feel so rushed, and invite my child and my student into these things. Also ask for your students' input on what type of mementos they'd like to create. So again, don't spend time on things that you feel is going to create togetherness, and ask them what's going to help them feel like togetherness. And it'll help them feel heard and included when you ask them these kinds of questions. And then third, we're going to cultivate community. So community means we're going to help bring around trusted and loving people around ourselves and around our children and students. So because we're having so many events during the holidays, a great way to build community is to prepare for these events. So before attending a holiday event, I feel like this is so important for children and students' mental health. Let your student know what they can expect at this event and answer any questions they may have. Remind them that the event as it gets closer, and it can be easy to forget during holiday busyness, letting your family know all the things that they got to do. Make a family calendar if you have to, but let your student know what the expectations are during the event. And some examples of that may be they'll be serving this kind of food. We'll be playing these kinds of games. We'll be here from this long to this long, so from 6 to 8 or whatever. Just let them know what's going on, and create some clear communication, especially in unfamiliar situations. This helps with student and children's emotional regulation and then their overall mental health. And that way we're reducing the risk of having some kind of mental health or emotional regulation episode. So that way we can cultivate this community. We are looking for community and they are too. And a side note to this, similarly, if you have a child with special needs, communicate your child's needs to your friends and family and manage their expectations as well before the event. And that can help cultivate community as well, helping people come alongside you and help them understand your child. And you might find that people are more open to receiving this direction than you think. And that can help people come alongside you and help you. And also parents and caregivers, as a final thought, let me say, you also need community. This thing called life is too hard to do on our own, and we need help. We need people to come alongside us and help us, especially in parenting. So I encourage you to find your people, find your tribe, find your community, and ask for help. And especially during this holiday season, because we need to be looking out for your mental health too, because it can all be a little overwhelming. So let's help our students through this time, and let's remember that our own mental health during this time is something that we need to be taking care of ourselves too. So I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from the Reach Council family to yours. Merry Christmas.
That was really good information, Laura. Oftentimes we may be so caught up in all of the stress that the holidays put on us that we may not think that it can cause stress to our children too. Thanks so much for sharing. Well, that about wraps up our episode. As always, if you're wondering how you can help, you can join our coalition meetings, or you can support our youth and family programs with a tax-deductible donation or food gift card. For more information, you can email us at info@reachcouncil.org. That's info@reachcouncil.org, or you can find us on social media. Thanks for listening to our show. Stay tuned for ongoing monthly podcasts from our Reach teams on all things prevention and recovery. So remember, life is full of choices, so choose happy and choose healthy. Bye.